And we are live. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That is me. Hey, Tim, I see you are on early. Thank you so much for posting in the live chat. As always, I appreciate your support in my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone. We are live and you are listening to PG, your host. That is me. Yes, yes, it has been a little bit of a minute, but I am here live and very, very excited this evening. This is the first day of March and it is Tuesday. And of course, for all of my Deep South people who may be listening in or may be tuning in at a later date, happy Mardi Gras, y'all. Throw me something, mister. Yes, yes, that is definitely going on down home in Louisiana and the other surrounding areas who are celebrating Mardi Gras or Fat Tuesday or Shrove Tuesday today. Well, I know that each and every one of you, hello, hello, Mrs. Williams. It is so awesome to see that you could make it on in this evening. Um, I know that some of you know that everything is uh, not so hunky dory these days, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. I'm going to wait another few seconds to add a few more people here, but we're going to move on swiftly and professionally as always because we don't have a lot of time this evening. I know that people are probably, some are still at work, some are just getting off, some are just getting in, and what have you. And I really appreciate you again for taking time out of your busy schedules to listen to the PG. But anyway, I'm going to move on. As you can see by the title of this live, it's Lights, Camera, Living in the Unthinkable. Yes, 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 we are living in some treacherous times. As you all know, we have been through quite a bit as a nation and so much as a people. So, with that being said, I'm going to move right on into today's topic. It is very important to me, and it should be very important to all of you who may be tuning in and listening live as I continue on into this monologue. Just so you know, excuse me, Russia, France, um, Pakistan, the UK, and of course, the US, and possibly even North Korea. These countries will never, folks, never, ever, ever, ever rule out using nuclear weapons, unfortunately. These countries, I'm going to repeat myself one time, they will never rule out the possibility of using nuclear weapons in a conflict. Why do you say that, PG? Why are you telling us that? Hey, Leroy, how are you? Anyway, I am saying that to say I need, if any of you have been rocking with me, whether it be in person, personally, professionally, as associates, as former colleagues, neighbors, family, friends, what have you, I've been saying, get ready. A lot of people say, oh, get ready. Oh, there she goes again with that craziness. Or there he goes again with that crazy shit. Get ready. Get ready for what? Get ready for what, you ask? Well, we are still in a pandemic. Let's not forget. Now we are in a Cold War. And for those who do not know what a Cold War is, Um, it's a noun. And I'm going to speak from Merriam-Webster's dictionary as they gave the definition. And I have Merriam-Webster here on the desk, but I looked it up earlier, but I already knew my answer or the definition. And I'm going to quickly go over this. It's a conflict over um, beliefs that other countries have against the beliefs and or differences from others. So much so until, um, unfortunately, they use methods just short of sustained overt military actions against each other. But now that was more or less, hello, Alex, how are you? Happy to see that you're here. Hey, Miss Munger, how are you? I am glad to see that you are here. Thank you all for tuning in. But I say that to say, you ask, well, okay, that's the definition, kind of, sort of, but we are in a totally different time. We're in a totally different scenario. And I brought this up because several people have texted me over the last few weeks, and I even got a couple of phone calls, and they were just saying, "Hey, what do you think? What's going on? What do you think's going to happen?" And I called it. I'm like, hey, well, I don't think it's going to be a war. I really don't think Putin is serious. I think it's more propaganda than anything. And I said it, and I'll say it again. No, um, this man is a dictator, and he does not care about his own people in his own country. So what would have you, or why would you believe that he would care about humanity or the humanitarianism of anybody else's country? So with that being said, I said, yes, I said, of course, he's going to invade Ukraine. I said, by any means necessary. And as we can all see, that is definitely taking place. Now here is the caveat to all of this. We have the United Nations, and of course, we are a part of the UN. Unfortunately, Ukraine is not. But with that being said, will this put us in a precarious situation to where if the UN does not do something soon or in a expeditious manner, unfortunately, what's going to happen, y'all, is we will be thrusted, or we will be thrown into this somehow. We will be drawn into it. No matter how we try to stay out of it as a nation, as a country, the United States, we will somehow be thrown into the mix of this. And that is what, unfortunately, this dotard over in Russia wants. And it is unfortunate that our previous administration and dotard in chief, the orange man himself, set this into motion by showing signs of weakness, showing signs to other countries that we were vulnerable, making phone calls when phone calls should not have been made, discussing things, and God only knows what was discussed on these phone calls in private and what have you, and in these meetings that were held privately. Perhaps some of our secrets were exposed. Who knows? But I want you all to be aware of the fact that there is a situation that a lot of us has literally either turned our heads, perhaps ignoring, perhaps not believing it could possibly happen. We're seeing things here on our own soil, in our own country, that is unprecedented. Take, for example, I went over to Aldi's just a few days ago. Aldi's is a small grocer that's has some low prices and what have you. Pretty decent items that you can choose from when they have it in stock. And I was waiting to grab a bag of sugar, granulated sugar. And the gentleman was stocking the shelf, but he was also bending down and was reading and scanning some labels. So I didn't want to interrupt him. So I said, well, I have nothing else to do. You know, he'll be through in about 5 or 6 minutes. And so I waited. And to my surprise, y'all, he changed the price. It went up literally right before my very eyes, right before I could even put the sugar, the 4-pound bag of sugar in my shopping cart. He changed the price. It went up by 35 cents. Okay. Now let's back this train up just a little bit and go back to what I was saying earlier about the definition of Cold War. The definition of the Cold War was written years ago as it stood, because we all know, if we've done any history or if we were in school at any point in time, and you may not remember, but literally the Cold War came about right after World War II, and it lasted for decades against the Soviet Union, or we know today as Russia, and the US. Basically from 1947 to 1989, in December of 89. Some will say 1990. I still say I'll go back to the supposedly correct end date, but don't quote me on it. You know, do your own research. I always tell people, I'm going to put it out here and I'm going to let you know unapologetically my opinion, and I will cite all of my sources. However, that's a hell of a long time. Now you add pandemic, a new Cold War, perhaps a world war, who knows what's to come. Add in some climate change where we can no longer tell the seasons apart from each other. The grid, the electrical grid goes down. Texas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, wherever. Forest fires, burning down one side of our country, of our nation. The other side is flooding. You know, in the middle, we have record drought. Then let's add in the price of fertilizer for grain and foods that our farmers grow so that we can eat. Now, some of them can no longer purchase in 2022 the fertilizer that's needed to fertilize certain crops, especially corn and grains such as rice, wheat, rye, barley, oats. That will affect you, that will affect me, that will affect your mama, your daddy, cousins, grandma and grandpa's children, whomever. Trust and believe it will. Then let's add in the price of gasoline. We're not going to even talk about that because that's just unconscionable to me. In a matter of a week, the price of gas has shot up even more. Now, let's talk about things that we need to secure our own selves over here in our country. If you have not started to get ready, then you might not have enough time to be fully ready. But I advise you right now, sitting here in my living room in the state of Georgia and wherever you are, is to get ready. Try to get ready anyway. Now it's going to cost you even more to even start to get ready. But having something is better than having nothing. We have literally gone and seen pandemic, what it does. Let's not mention the sheer amount of death that it has caused, the sheer amount of pain, grief, agony, and suffering. And let's not even begin to talk about the folks that have survived COVID-19 and have long-term effects that will stay with them perhaps the rest of their lives, or perhaps for some years to come. So it is time, if you have not heeded the call of the PG saying, get ready, get you some water, buy you some canned goods if you can find some. And I'm not saying go out there and panic buy, y'all. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying go out there and buy some crap that you will not eat and you know that your family won't eat. I'm saying buy the items that you know that you will not mind eating in a SHTF situation. If you don't know what that is, that's shit hit the fan. That's like what we're living in right now, because it's done hit the fan. It's done splattered all over the place. All right. We're beginning to see the tapering down of this surge of the virus. But just as that tapers off, something else has slapped us across the face. So don't think that everything is hunky-dory and that we can run out and we can party like a rock star and we can do whatever. That's all fine and good. But tomorrow is uncertain. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We never did know what tomorrow was going to bring, but we had high hopes that, we'll continue tomorrow and things would be somewhat normal. A lot of times we were able to afford a whole lot of things. Now I'm a single person. I'm on a fixed income now because I no longer work a regular job. However, I go into stores. A lot of times I go out into these stores just to get out of the house for the simple reason, it's kind of bored sitting at home. It's kind of bored just, walking around, your neighborhood or whatever, doing whatever. And now you can't hardly do that because mental illness is running rampant through the streets. That will be our next crisis. That will be our next health crisis. Matter of fact, it's already a crisis. They're just not saying. Because if you think back just 2+ maybe 3 years ago, we had people who were suffering from mental health issues and what have you. But in late 2021, the CDC reported that 41.5% of the adult population in the United States of America was suffering from one or more mental health diagnoses. Some were undiagnosed and some were diagnosed, but they were suffering from one or more mental health issues. 41.5% of our adult population. That's who they could get a count of. It's higher. Those numbers are higher than that. Let's not fool ourselves, folks. When we're not feeling up to par and we just can't seem to shake it, get yourself some help. Get your loved ones some help. It's okay to get some help. And I'm going to use myself. I'm going to put myself out here. I take psychotropic medication every day, 365. Okay? Every day. And I'm certainly glad that I have the medication to take. Haven't ever been suicidal. But damn it, I've been close to homicidal. Okay? And there's a whole lot of you walking around and a whole lot of people that you know of that need some help. Okay? Because everything and everybody has a breaking point. Even steel has a breaking point. Metal has a breaking point. Concrete has a breaking point. Everything wears out. So do not be ashamed of seeking some help for yourself. It's not Mental Health Awareness Month. It should be mental health awareness all day, every day, 365 days a year in the United States of America. I can't talk about Brazil and China and Ukraine and Russia and all because I don't live there. I've been out of this country more times than I have fingers and toes. And I'm not talking to Mexico. I'm not talking going down there to the Caribbean. I'm talking literally out of the country, in somebody else's country. But I can only speak for Western civilization, Western, because that's where I reside. And that's what I know best. You know, it is what it is. So I am encouraging everybody who's listening. Everybody who's listening may know someone or some group of people that may need encouragement and may need some help. I suggest you help them or help get them the help that they need because we're in a crisis. Then turn around here in January, and there was a report made globally. It was stated that 7 in 10 adult individuals globally around the globe was suffering from at least one type of mental health issue. That's serious, y'all. That's serious. I don't want to be too long. I'm going to get off of here at around 7:10 or 7:15 this evening. But I have a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground. Here's the thing. We have to gather what we need in order to survive. You see, when there's a situation or an emergency or a shit hit the fan situation, you don't need to have to question whether or not you will be able to survive. At that point, it's a little too late. Do I have enough? Do I have the right articles of clothing? Do I have something to start a fire because the grid has gone down and I have no electricity and it's in the dead of winter? Will I have enough to shelter in place? Will I have enough water? Will I have enough food? Do I have a few dollars in paper money and maybe a roll of quarters to do some bargaining with or what have you? It will be too late to question yourself about, is this enough? Or, oh, let me run down here to Walmart and pick up some. No, there's no run down to Walmart and pick up anything. Will I have enough of my daily medication? If you take prescription medication or if you take herbal supplements, will I have enough? PG says take out a couple every month out of your bottles and put them in an older prescription bottle that you have emptied for the right medicine or whatever and start stacking it back. Yes, it may be 6 months old. It may be a year old. But let me tell you something. When you need your hypertensive medication or your psychiatric medication or your heart medication and it's a year old, and you have that extra and you thanking God or whoever you thank for having it, it might be that year old, but it could very well save your life. It may not be as potent or as strong as the fresh that you just got from the drugstore. But guess what? It could potentially save your life. So I say the time that we're living in is the unthinkable. But do not fall short of trying to think ahead and gather up the things that you may need for yourself and or your family or both. And I'm talking about your family as an immediate family. Live in the house, live in the hut, live in the apartment, live in whatever with you. Okay? All other folks, other people outside of your immediate household has to know by you telling them or encouraging them to do the same. To stock up when you can. I know that things are very, very high and it is hard to buy extra, but you can because there's the Dollar Tree that's now $1.25. There's Family Dollar, there's Dollar General, there's the clearance aisle, there's whatever. You can still buy food, y'all. Yes, you can. Buy your seasonings. When you buy this food, buy your seasonings that you like. Stock up on it. Get you some salt and pepper. If that's all you use, then hey, salt and pepper. Don't run out. Okay? These things will make your food taste a little bit better when your back is up against the wall and you can't drive to Wally World or you can't go to Hy-Vee or Kroger or Menards or wherever, or Target or wherever you get your stuff from. It's high time, y'all, that everybody listening and everyone that will be listening in the future prepare. If you are vegan or vegetarian or whatever, get your vegetables or whatever you need. Grow your own. If you're on food stamps, if you have loved ones, family, friends, whatever, you yourself or whatever, if you're on food stamps, you can purchase seeds with your EBT cards. I'm not making this up. You can purchase seed. I'm not talking about weed seed. I'm not talking about hemp seed. I'm talking about seed to grow more food. Okay? In the seed form, the USDA says that an EBT card holder or a food stamp recipient can purchase seeds to grow plants, food plants for a food source. A lot of times in Kroger's and in Trader Joe's and Winn-Dixie and Albertsons and Hy-Vee and Superfresh and Save More, and they have small little herb plants, or they may have tomato plants in the springtime that you can purchase. You can purchase those with your EBT food stamp, SNAP cards, or whatever you want to call them. I'm just giving you a little food for thought, okay, to stretch those dollars. You can purchase that. If you are vegan, again, grow a garden. If you have a small patio, put it in, yes, Ms. Munger, definitely, put it in a pot. Okay, put it in a hanging basket. You may only be able to grow two things, some tomatoes and some lettuce. Well, guess what? That's about $20 that you're going to save from buying tomatoes and lettuce at the food store, at the supermarket. That $20 can go in your gas tank, or that $20 may help you buy a prescription that you need, whatever. A savings is a savings no matter how we look at it, folks. This is important. This is very important. Okay? It is not a far-fetched idea that Russia's nuclear posture, listen to me now, listen to me close. It is not a far-fetched idea that Russia's nuclear posture being on high alert and given the nuclear threats, yes, yes, I see the troll, honey. I see them, Tim. Let them troll away. Doesn't matter. I'm getting ready. Matter of fact, just a second, I'm gonna block their ass. Whoever Jonathan you are, I'm gonna block you, baby, because I don't know what your problem is, but you're gonna get up out of here. But their nuclear posture, and with them being who they are, and with the man in charge that's over there, and the oligarchs, don't think for a second that when he put his nuclear forces on high alert, in the minutes before the meeting that he had upon invading Ukraine, that he wasn't thinking about releasing a nuclear weapon upon those people. That in itself would be devastating. Today alone, in that country, it was the second largest city next to Kiev, which is the capital, was pummeled, literally pummeled. Literally pummeled. Lives were lost. We have a nuclear arsenal of our own in the United States. Trust that we do. But at no point in time do we ever want to get into a nuclear war with anybody, whether it be Russia, our own selves. No, we don't want that. You can't even imagine the scope of things, from an atomic bomb, and we're talking way back in the 40s. No, we have such massive masses of destructible arms today until it's unconscionable to imagine the strength of those destructible weapons that they could cause. And the fallout would be you couldn't even count the mass casualties. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to run? Where are you going to hide? Down in the subways, concrete buildings, and what have you. You still need water. You still need to rinse yourself off. People will go in there and grab shampoo and conditioner and wash their hair. That'd be the first thing that you do wrong, is grab conditioner and put on your head. And you were subjected to a nuclear fallout or a nuclear blast. And I'm not going to get into the scientific properties of hair conditioner, but I want you to know that the properties in hair conditioner, okay, will further set off the chemicals or chemical reaction to the fallout that would be flying through the air or whatever, sticking to your skin or sticking in your hair or whatever. Okay? Just know that. Do not use conditioner. Rinse yourself off. Wrap those clothes up tightly in a bag, and heaven forbid this never happens. And get them the hell away from you. Close up a room. Everybody should have some type of plastic at their house, just for safety. Everybody should have plastic bags, okay, for safety reasons. Everybody should have a roll of duct tape, from the cheapest dollar store duct tape to Gorilla duct tape to the Duck brand duct tape. You might have to seal up your windows, seal up your doors. You never know what the hell is going to happen next. But if you have something that you can pull from in the closet, maybe in a tote, in a bag, in a box, you're better off with that than you are with nothing at all and looking stupid and scratching your head. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let me try to get cross town, because I know PG don't even worry about trying to come fucking cross town to me. Because at that point, no. It's everybody for themselves. I wouldn't mind trying to help you, baby, but I cannot have you coming to get my shit. No, that ain't gonna work. I don't mind helping anybody. Y'all know that. But when there's a serious situation, the PG have to look out for PG, you know? And that's what I want all of y'all to do, is look out for your own selves. But y'all, it's 7:06. This is kind of like a bulletin, kind of like a slap in the face, kind of tap you, wake you the hell up a little bit so y'all can get yourselves together. Because I see too many people thinking that shit is just okay. It's not okay. You can't live in fear, and this is not fear mongering at all. This is about a call to arms, a call to order. This is about a call to light a little fire under your butts. This is about what you need to do in order to get yourself in a position to be able to survive. Okay, we have survived thus far, but we have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring or what next week will bring. So we have to stay on guard. There you go. I'm not going to promote violence on my channel, but I am going to promote be ready. If you are already ready, then you don't have to spend any time getting ready. You understand what I'm saying? Be ready. If you know that the only thing that you can do is use a slingshot, then you need to have a couple of slingshots and some extra rubber bands and some big ass rocks or whatever it is you use with your slingshot. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm going to need you to listen closely and read between the lines. If you know that you use a slingshot, I'm going to need you to run on down to Billy Bob's hardware store or wherever the hell you shop at and get whatever the hell it is that you need to go with your slingshot. You understand me? Okay. Sometimes the slingshots have like maybe a trigger on it or something. I don't know what your slingshot has. My slingshot got like a trigger. It's got like some stuff on it that, it does other things. But if you think that you might not have enough rocks for your slingshot, then I need you to think about getting some more rocks for the slingshot. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. If you know that you like to throw shooting stars and knives and shit, that's how you get down. Well, I'm going to need you to get yourself a few extra ones so that when you throw one and that one is gone, then you going to need a few more so you can keep throwing. You know what I'm saying? If you throwing stars and throwing knives and, you might need a knife so you can gut some stuff. Like you gut a fish or you got to gut the cow or the whatever it is you done come across and you got to eat it or whatever or keep it from gutting you. You got to gut it. Then I'm going to need you to get your knife sharpeners and whatever it is you need, your sheaths and whatever you need in order to sustain yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be ready. That's right. So you don't have to get ready. Yes, sir. See, because if you're already ready, then you don't have to spend that time. You can keep moving. Well, other people, see, they already at the panic mode and they trying to get ready and you getting the hell on down the road or wherever it is you got to go. Okay? That's how it goes. Please also keep in mind your pets, your animals, your birds. If you got a monkey, if you got a pet monkey, you got a pet dog, cat, that's your family. That's part of your family. You can't leave Fido and Bailey and the rest of them behind. Heaven forbid. No, you got to take them with you, or you got to make sure when you sheltering in place that they are with you and they are as comfortable as they can be as well. Please, pet food. There's a scarcity on pet food. Whatever Fido and Bailey and Duke and the rest of them like to eat, please try to buy some extra so that they can eat too. You got to have water for your pets. When you're thinking about water for yourself, think about the water that your pet need too. So you got to add that into the equation. All right? People right now in the U.S. are worried about EMPs. Oh, it's going to disable the cars, and it's going to disable this, and it's going to disable that. Cars and trucks are manufactured these days to withstand lightning. I'm not saying that all of them. Amen. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your pets go together, Alex, with you. You know, can't leave them behind. You know, but an EMPs, some automobiles will perhaps be inoperable. But the majority of them, y'all, don't let these foolish people with these fear-mongering tactics and these conspiracy theorist bullshit tell you something stupid. Do your research. Check the PG, okay? But before I come on here and give everybody information, trust and believe. I've done my due diligence. I have my information, where I got it from, where I can cite the source and everything, all in between. Your vehicles will be fine, the majority of them. Okay? And if you're in an area where there's a lot of vehicles and stuff, you might have to borrow one from your neighbor. Okay? If yours ain't starting. That's just, that's going to be between you and your neighbor or whoever, if it don't start. But chances are it's going to be all right. Just don't keep your vehicles on E, y'all. Y'all need to at least have your tanks on at least half full. But try to not go below half a tank. Okay? We got some serious times. We got some serious stuff going on. And I want to make you aware, because let me tell you, the news is good and all, but the news cannot tell you everything that's going on. Reason being, yes, indeed, you will need cash. Cash is king. You see, because when the grid go down and you don't have internet, you can't fucking mail me, can't send me no damn Bitcoins. You can't do shit. You can't do none of that. You can't even get to your Bitcoins. You might not even know where the hell your Bitcoin is, okay? When the internet, you don't have internet, you ain't got Bitcoin, you ain't got shit. Cash is king, and it's gonna be king. I don't care what they say about Bitcoin. Get you a little gold, you got some silver, coin, whatever. Cash is always gonna be king. Have you a few dollars, okay? You ain't got to tell nobody, but just have you a few dollars and see what the hell you can buy versus somebody talking about with their iPhone. Look, my phone ain't working right, but I got some Bitcoin and no. I'm not saying take all your shit out the bank. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying have you something that you can go put your hand on it without driving to the bank, okay? Have it somewhere on person, in your house, in your hut, in your whatever. Okay, because there's things that they're not going to say and they can't say for the reasons being, the thing is, it would cause mass pandemonium. I myself could sit on here and literally probably cause mass pandemonium if enough people would tune in. That's not what I'm trying to do. But imagine if one of your favorite news reporters came on CNN and told you, Anderson Cooper told you to go to the bank and pull some money out, they would have to close the damn bank. It would be so many people. Okay? If Jim Acosta got on TV and said, go fill up your gas tanks because there might be a short supply of fuel. We've already seen that here in Georgia. We've already seen that in other parts of the country already. Imagine if they could tell you the whole truth. Imagine that. So I'm just saying, be mindful. Keep your heads on a swivel. Because there's a lot that the news media knows, but they will never tell you. They're not allowed to. Sanctions, a few last things, and I'm going to close out. Sanctioning Putin. He's one of the richest men in the world, if not the richest. Sanctioning this man is not going to stop him. Sanctioning Vladimir Putin is just like you pinching somebody, making it a little bit uncomfortable for them. But when you start hitting his oligarchs and his other cronies in the country, and they can't get their money, and they can't do business, and they can't do these transactions that they want to do, maybe, just maybe, it'll get a little bit more uncomfortable. But it's going to take y'all a lot more than the sanctions that we have in place and that other countries have followed through and followed our lead in placing upon the Russian government. I'm going to give you a few little resources and I'm going to get off of here. First resource that I have for you, and I always try to give a few nuggets at the end of my broadcast, is because if it can't help you, share it with someone, it may be able to help them. Okay? The cheapest day to buy gas, and most everybody on here has a car, has 2 or 3 vehicles. The cheapest day to buy gasoline, y'all, is on a Monday. The PG is not making this up. This didn't come from me. I didn't pull this just out the air. Money.com, very highly regarded financial website. And the app Gas Buddy, which is a comparison app for the geographical areas throughout the country where you're located, tries to give you the best price, tries to show you the best prices where you're located for gasoline in your area. But the best time to fill up or to get gas for a few cents cheaper is always on a Monday. On average, you as a consumer would save 2 to 4% purchasing on a Monday. That equates to about, now I did this part of the math, that will equate to about $50 to $100 a year in savings. I don't know about you, I don't know about some, but I do know $50 to $100. I can take that $50 to $100 and do something else if I saved it. You know what I'm saying? That's a savings. A savings is a savings. A savings is a savings. You know, stock up on what you need. Again, at the end of this week, I will have a list put together with about 60 items that you could purchase for a little over $1.50 or $1.50 and under, that you may want to get. I'm not saying you have to get all 60. I'm not saying that, but you can look through a list. I will have a list. I'm working on the list. I just didn't finish proofing the list for when I was typing it for spellings and what have you. And before I turn it loose, I'm going to proofread it and make sure that everything is hunky-dory. So you can tune back in a little later this week if you should like. And if you subscribe, you can look for the list. I will have it posted in a video format, but it will just be not me talking, but it will just be a list, and you can stop the screen, stop it from scrolling however you want, so you can make some mental notes or take down some notes if you want to. Those of you who may not want to tune back in for that, you have my email address. I have posted. I will post it again. I will say it, PAGRANT7764 at gmail.com. You can email me, text me, reach out to me. Just request the list for items that you can stockpile or items that you can bulk up on for under $1.50. And I will gladly send you the list free of charge. With that being said, y'all, I'm going to do a little bit of a screen share right quick because there was a couple of things that I wanted you to know about. The first one just basically is survival is no accident when shit hit the fan. Are you prepared? Okay. If you're not prepared, then when will you be prepared? Okay. If you're not prepared, when will you be prepared? There's a lot of things that you can do in a little bit of a time, when you're thinking about it, in your spare time. Look around, see what you have in your pantries and your cupboards, in your trunk of your car, in the closet, things that you could possibly use that you haven't used yet. Think about it, and you'll be glad you did. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't take a lot. It just doesn't. It just doesn't take a lot, y'all. Believe it or not. I got trying to share this screen, and this is not, for some reason, is not cooperating at all. But that's okay. I'm not going to I am not going to fuss about it. I'm just going to do what I do. Let me do a tab. That's what I'll do. A damn tab. Select the tab. Do this presentation right quick. I'm going to share this out. I did a little brief presentation. This is the closing out of it. Why it's not sharing. Here we are. I threw something together and I kind of overtalked. Standard, yes. Present. Here we go. Let's see if I can do the whole thing. It has who I am, my channel, as you can see. It also shows my email address, PAGRANT7764 at gmail.com. If I got in touch with you via text message, don't forget you can reach out to me if you have any further questions or anything with any help that you might need in the near future. I also have some fantastic apps. I have 2 or 3 of them that you're welcome to have my my little referral codes. It would help me as well as help you if you're at the grocery store and you want to save some money on some of your products that you're purchasing. Then hit me up and I will send you those links as well. We talked about the chilling reminder of the unthinkable, and that would be nuclear war. We talked about the second Cold War that we're in right now. And the other topics I have discussed with you. The objectives that I had today while we were on this live is make today count. If you're not ready, why? Get in gear and focus on you and your family's needs. Do not panic or panic buy. Find resources that you can use. Be aware of what is going on in your area as well as in the United States and abroad. I'm not saying be a news junkie, but at least try to watch some type of news at least once a week. Become knowledgeable, stay focused, use good discernment. Become knowledgeable of what it is that you can do to help yourself, to position yourself to better save and to um, be readily available and able to survive in case something drastic happens, whether it be a natural disaster or man made. We have some terrible weather that we're going to be coming into that season of tornadoes, dust storms, hailstorms, hurricane season, pandemic still going on, Cold War, uh, and other things. So stay focused and use good discernment in everything that that you do. There is work to do. Talked a little bit about mental health. These were some of the things that I was talking about, and physical and social well-being. It includes, your good physical health, positive attitude, staying positive, meaningful social relationships and activities, as well as other things. But please do not hesitate. If you know someone, the National Suicide Prevention Line is 1-800-273-8255. Again, 1-800-273-8255. Do not hesitate to call. This is my conclusion for today, y'all. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning in today and listening to me try to get the word out on some of the things that has been concerning me and some of the topics that people have asked me about. I thought I would share with you today. The sources cited on today's show: the suicide line is again 1-800-273-8255. NAMI is another organization for mental health awareness. They are open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week at 1-800-950-6264. If you're looking for other information, please don't hesitate to go to the cdc.gov's website. I talked about the best day of the week to purchase gas. That came from money.com and from the Gas Buddy app that you may want to go and check out if you are a iPhone user and or a Android user. You can go to your respective app stores and you should see the Gas Buddy app. It does not have any extra bullshit with it. It's a plain and simple app. Wherever you are, it will tell you the current gas prices each day in the area that you reside or the area of town that you're in at that moment, so that you can perhaps save a few cents at the pump. Other than that, y'all, that is really all that I have. Thank you again. I really appreciate you all. I hope that you all have a great evening and a fantastic March. It has been my pleasure to talk to you all. It has been my pleasure to get this information out to you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if there are any questions that you may have, or if you want to share this presentation. Please don't hesitate to do that as well. I thank you all. Have a great rest of your evening and a fantastic new month. Bye now.